Hello, it's Tuesday now, the 24th of November, and cheers to you. Hope it today finds you good. I'm making this video because I have some news, and if I get it on early enough, you can catch it. So some of you folks that have been with me for a while know that probably for about 5 years now, I have been on Adult Swim, the Adult Swim channel. I've been part of a show for about 5 years called Stupid Morning Bullshit. I've had a feature on that show, which is a spoof of morning news talk shows. But I've had a regular feature on there for years called Old Music Friday. Usually runs on their Friday streams. And then a couple of years ago, we started work on a pilot for a bigger segment and potential show of my own called Higgs Corner, as in Higgins, my last name. And we got 2 segments of that aired, and it was very exciting. But kind of as I was somewhat expecting, because of COVID, the show Stupid Morning Bullshit is being canceled. Like a lot of things, economically, things are being affected by this pandemic. So as a result, the last show of Stupid Morning Bullshit airs tonight on streaming on Adult Swim at 5 Eastern, 4 Central, and you take it across. Included in tonight's last show is the final segment of Higgs Corner that they had been working on. So I'll leave the link, but you can see the final installment of Higgs Corner. We were hoping to make it its own show, and then things were hopeful for a while, you know. I'm going to blame it mainly on the pandemic, that people losing jobs and revenue and everything. So, excuse me, that's my first news. The other thing I want to share is that you all are so very kind to me, and people send me gifts. I don't report what I give. You know, that's not necessary. You don't necessarily know what I give besides what I do here. So let's get that out of the way. I don't report what I give. People get a lot just from these videos, but besides that, people who know me know my nature. I give. Don't even have to prove. Anyway, I received a couple of gifts recently. I want to acknowledge them. People are so very, very kind to me. I really feel the love. I do, people. Rebecca, last week sent me some chocolate. She sent me this little memento. It's upside down. This is obviously her artwork. That's so very kind of you, Rebecca. It says love, and on the other side there's a little heart. It's just so neat. I have it sitting here on my desk. And she sent me some music, of course, which is what I'm really into. Tatsuya Nakatani, Rock Garden. I guess I blew your mind, Rebecca, when I told you I've actually performed with Tatsuya, with his gong orchestra. I spoke to him recently, and he is really not handling this well, because he's a nomad. He lives in his van, even though he has a residence, but he tours constantly for years with his gongs, doing the gong orchestra, where it's a workshop, and he will teach people wherever he goes how to play the gongs and cymbals, and then we'll put on a performance. I got to do that with him once here in Omaha. This is a recent documentation, because I'll call this what it is. Tatsuya Nakatani is a very intense percussionist, and this is more of a document of the event as opposed to something that you want to listen to, like Bruce Springsteen. Experiencing him live is very stimulating and thought-provoking. The recordings are also, but it takes work as a listener to stay with it. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for these wonderful gifts. Yesterday I received another gift which really blows me away. Your kindness, folks, it touches me, and it does reassure me that I'm on my path. Much as agents of misinformation and trolls try to come by and try to knock me off my horse, it ain't happening. So I received this package from Jack Malinsky. This is the second time Jack's been in touch with me. Jack, apparently you're going to see this whenever you see it. Jack, thank you so very much. Jack is a musician from France who has, in my opinion, one of the classic French progressive rock albums. They only made one record. I used to have an original. I've told the story many times about selling things in a psychotic state, and I lost it. So a couple of years ago, he sent me a reissue of it with a really nice poster. Huge poster. Well, yesterday, I get another package from Jack. It's the poster again, the band Artcane on Philips. Look at this huge poster. Apparently, Philips thought they had something with this band when they put them out. So what I'm saying is that Jack just sent me, and he said it in the letter, so kind of you. Wow, it really, these things do touch me, people. He said he'd been looking for an original copy of the album for me and found one. And here it is, Artcane on Philips, released in 1977. This is so killer. Wow, Jack. The package is just so loving. Besides the record, the album, and that poster, I just now noticed this because I hadn't opened it yesterday. Here's a smaller reproduction of the Artcane poster. Wow. And this album is good. It is. It's that somewhere between Yes and Genesis sort of approach. And Jack's guitar playing is a feature on here. I like the vocals as well. But besides the album, this is so cool because this is not easy to find. He sent me their single, Odyssey by Artcane, backed with Le Chant d'Orphée, the first two tracks from the album. Now what is cool is that this instrumental-based progressive rock music really works well as a single. I could see this being played on the radio. I bet it probably did at some point in France. But it sounds like it would, programming-wise, would have been very cool to hear amongst the other stuff that would be played on the radio. This just blows me away, along with Rebecca, yours too, and all the other things that people give me. Vijay, who reminded me that he's the one who sent me His Name is Alive, all you folks who send me wonderful stuff. But besides all that, Jack sent all these pictures of the band. It's just really, really touching because I do appreciate this. But he sent me a bunch of pictures of the band. Artcane, 1975. This is so wonderful of you, Jack. And then here I want to share it with you folks. Way cool. Artcane, 1978. This is just so awesome. Artcane in 1974. And there's several more. I just love this. I can't. It's proof positive. I'll keep saying it. It's proof positive of what my energy is. You get what you receive. I want to share. Frank, Jack tells me, as soon as the pandemic will be behind us, if you plan to visit France, please come to visit me in my house in Bourgogne. My door will be open, and a Rickenbacker bass and a jazz bass Fender will be waiting for you in my house, audio to be played. This stuff is just so awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's what I want to share. There's so much more to share always. Be safe, people. Here in Nebraska, things are bad. It's like every day, 100 or plus people are admitted to the hospital here in Nebraska. We're at our limits. And unfortunately, a lot of people are still acting like, well, I'm just going to go and do what I'm going to do. It ain't affecting me. So, unfortunately, that affects all of us. So I'm just keeping it real simple and staying home as much as possible. Stay safe, people.